Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. We have another beautiful, amazing guest. Thank you, Lacey, for being here. And what we're going to do today is go back in, reconnect with the purpose of this as you've been coming on this journey, as you've been thinking about these ideas that you are the wise one that chose to be here, that you're the body and the voice of the divine. You're the one that can create in the world. That's a deep responsibility and it's a deep joy. Like, you can't complain about when do I get to have what I want because it's all in our hands. But we forgot or we were conditioned for something else. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you get all of our notifications for our show and on nanakasha.com. And remember to share this with as many people as you can because this is a part of the wave of light. This is part of the awakening, we call it, right? And what this is coming back to being everyday sacred, making more of your life, giving daily structure to your spiritual life so that it's as important and to your intuitive self. So, what do we mean by priestess? We mean the sacred feminine, the intuitive senses, the knowing, the ability to create, all those things. And that's inside of men and women. And everything else is recommitting to our own soul mission that may seem abstract. You may think it's to do a certain business or marry a certain person, but this is much bigger than that. We're talking about creating new worlds. We're talking about, remember that we're creators. We're talking about working with elements and spirits and realms and not being this limited person who's not only maybe traumatized or not good enough, but more importantly, the person that can connect to our other lives, that connect to when we were a priestess or a teacher or an architect or an astronomer. Maybe you were a star watcher in a Mayan pyramid. Maybe you were tending the fire in the Lakota Sioux, during their ceremonies. Who knows who you've been, but you also can access other things, other people, lineages. You can access all of this wisdom without having to go back to school. You can do it if you decide now, I'm here on a purpose. My reason is whatever, it's all within me. We surrender into that. So your natural ability to consciously create means you watch your words and what you put in them. You watch your thoughts and what you put in them. You watch your emotions and what you put in them because you are a wand that is creating your reality and there is no one else. There is nothing that can take anything from you, and you can bend reality to you and you can bend time. You cannot make other people. You can't look in the mirror and tell the mirror to do it first. Everything outside of you is you. So this is coming back into love, flow, harmony, abundance. Every possible thing is here at your fingertips. Does it have to be perfect and butterflies every minute? No, someone's going to die. You're going to have some pain. It's going to be all that is part of life. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. And we don't have to feel desperate anymore that when do I get to have what I want? Because this is the path of self-realization. This is the path of acceptance. And this is the path of effortlessness, surrendering that there's so many energies and guidances out there that can powerfully guide us in a way that we've never even imagined to what we want. So the magic, the miracles, the how, the way, they're all out there. And what's in here is our ability to tune back into the wise one within. So let's take a moment and take a deep breath in. We'll look at our butterfly god, priestess here. And as you breathe out, say, I enter this sacred space with serenity and peace, and I open my heart. Now feel that breath sinking down through your cells and your bones and up and out. Take another deep breath in. I'm here to remember the sacred wisdom within me, to reconnect my intuitive pathways, to remember the priestess within, to commit to my soul purpose once again. Blow that out with intention. Now ask that breath to carry your request, to carry your vision, to carry this through your cells, your body, your aura, through your mind, out through every aspect of your light body and into the world, into the future, into the past, down the spiral of time. Everything is fluid, opening time. I am here. I am now. I am ready. I am in the abundant flow. Everything flows to me and through me and for my highest good, for the greatest benefit of all. I know that this moment is ripe and ready and full of harmony and peace, and the doors and the magic open. Every moment and place in time is ready for me. And the key is me. The key is within me. And I am here to reattune that key, that frequency, to see and sense from a place of wisdom, presence, and acceptance. So now enter this sacred temple. See and feel the lineages, the circles, the priestesses. Perhaps feel chimes or hear singing or music. Are there celebrations, drums, or fires? Or is there just stillness, light, or dark? In the sacred realm of the divine feminine, wrapped in the lap of the divine grandmothers, timeless, ageless. Peace is the only frequency that breeds prosperity. So we enter and ask the grandmothers to hold us and to send gratitude and love and grace out to everyone here, and to welcome Lacee for bringing her beauty and her love here. Bless her and multiply those blessings so that they go out from her like butterflies, and they birth new worlds and beauty, and they open souls, and they make all those they touch. Remember, hear the call, hear the whisper. I'm ready. I'm ready. What cocoon are you ready to be birthed from? What are you ready to release? What limits, what walls, what ideas of who you are? Let the grandmothers hold you and fill you with eternal magic as we welcome Lacee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew, I just want to just like go off and play. So I want to introduce you to Lacee. Such a lovely, lovely, lovely lady. We met a few months ago, and immediately we're very, very aware that we were soul sisters. And there's so many wonderful people on this path, but Lacee's one of those people who can talk at what I would call another level, you know, who's taking the spiritual wisdom and embodying it deeper and deeper. And that's a surrender. That's a 0 point, so to speak. That's really dropping deeper into a point where you are commanding and embodying and expecting and receiving, and yet not pushing and forcing and following that ego voice. So as a transformational mentor and ascension guide, Lacee is devoted to unity consciousness and her mission to guide humanity to inner freedom and self-actualization. Yay. So we know we're in the right place. With love and wisdom, Lacee guides spiritual men and women through the fires of transformation. Well, that's very relevant right now. Alchemizing pain into power, fear into faith, limitation into liberation, and wounding into divine purpose. She activates the remembrance of who you truly are beneath the programming, limitless, sovereign, and encoded with a mission only you can fulfill. This is so resonant with my work. Her work is a prayer for wholeness. So beautiful. For the embodied reunion of masculine and feminine, the soul with the body, the divine with the human. And take a note there. We also have her link below, and it will be in the emails where we'll remind you of all of that. So make sure that you come and sign up at nanakasha.com, and you get on the list so we can give you all the goodies and all the gifts and everything else that our beautiful guests are sharing. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so incredibly much for the level of intentionality through which you bring us into this space and you really drop us in into a sacred convergence, not just of you and me in this moment, but everyone who is traversing time and space to be with us, to receive. I call these truth transmissions from our heart, to empower the deep remembrance within each individual of their greatest why they're here, their soul mission, their purpose, what they're here to embody and bring forth for the betterment of all of humanity. So it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. So you have so many interesting things that you're doing. I resonate with so much of what you do is very mystery school, that I would call, a lot of the sacred geometry, a lot of
Yeah.
the deeper alchemical mysteries,
Yeah.
blended though with a lot of other things, which is what I love about what we do now. We get to pull from all these different
Mhm.
cultures and traditions and things like that. So, you call your business Soul Alchemy, and it's fabulous. But give us a little idea of like overall why that's the words, that's the container, and
Yeah.
how you got to this point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for me and my journey, it was really embarking upon trying to find a means for sustainable and lasting transformation. Many of us, we open up to the reality that our life might not be how we prefer for it to be, that we have dreams, we have visions, we have things that we want to experience, create, have, be, do in this lifetime, yet it hasn't happened yet. And we might feel like we're spinning our wheels and there's things that we want to experience or create. And for me, I realized that all of that, our soul mission, our purpose, all of that is on the other side of us uncovering the inherent blocks, the limitations, the experiences that we've had of trauma that have not been resolved, that exist within our holographic blueprint, our soul matrix. So that to me is what soul alchemy is. It's the art of transformation. Alchemy in and of itself is the art of transformation, and soul alchemy is the art of transformation of consciousness. And because we are holistic, it really is, to me, the art of ascension. But I like to call it inscension, which I think you would deeply resonate with, because to me, it's not a journey of leaving. We're not trying to go anywhere. We're not trying to go up and out of our bodies, but instead, we are alchemizing the density, the heaviness, the separation of duality of our human experience. And we're bringing it back into reclaiming, kind of returning to wholeness, which allows us to embody more of our true self, which is our soul self, our oversoul blueprint, our higher I am presence, all of these aspects, these infinite, limitless aspects of who we really are. We are spirit having a temporary experience in separation as a human in these avatar bodies. So for me, soul alchemy is really the art of really why we're here in so many ways. So, we have these great soul missions that we want to fulfill. I believe that the first step in that is really reclaiming. It is reclaiming. Yes, it's reclaiming our power through radical responsibility, first and foremost. And I like to look at soul alchemy through kind of a top-down lens, and to first recognize that we are unlimited divine beings. The truth of who we are is that in and of itself. And I believe we are the designers, we are the architects of our life experience. We knew exactly what it is that we wanted to experience. We knew our mission that we were going to fulfill, and we had great dreams that we wanted to co-create with God, with the divine. And I believe our dreams are God's dreams, the creator's dreams, to be experienced and lived through us as us. And so it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and when's always in perfect divine timing. And to get there is the journey of soul alchemy. There's not really a destination that we're trying to reach. It's really the journey of becoming that each of us is on. And so we get to look at our healing journey or shadow work through just simply a different lens that feels a little bit more empowering. I think that oftentimes when a spiritual person starts their healing journey, it can feel a little overwhelming. It can feel a little endless, this endless journey of finding all the places that you are broken and fixing yourself. And that can feel one is just it just feels heavy in and of itself, that to look and perceive this journey of healing and reclamation from that lens. So first, I like to just shift our perspective to one of great empowerment, and to recognize we chose this, we designed it, we architected all of it. We chose the perfect family, the perfect time and space, the perfect life experiences that would tell us that we cannot have, be, create, do what we really came here to do, right? So we chose the perfect limitations, the perfect conditioning for us to embark upon our individual shiro and hero's journey. Each of us are on our own individual shiro and hero's journey. And so we start off as the fool, and then we learn and we grow and we alchemize the pain, the heaviness, the limitation into our empowerment, into our liberation. And for many of us, it is the challenges and it is the struggles and it is the pain that we have endured and the alchemization of that into our greatest strengths that becomes our why. That actually becomes inherently our soul purpose and our mission and what it is that we want. We were suffering. We come out of this suffering. We found tools and knowledge and wisdom, and we turn around and we see that others are still suffering, and we say, let me help you. We understand the interconnectedness of all things, and we know that in service to others, we are serving the all. We're serving God. We're serving the divine. And so we turn around and we lend a helping hand, and that becomes inherently part of our soul purpose and mission. So it's soul alchemy is a two words to represent so much more of what's happening for me, at least behind the scenes of what it is that we're here doing, the art of transformation.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it is. It's a great word. It's a great, it does have a vast depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
And but talk about how, like, I want to see, like, you mentioned some things I thought were really interesting. Um, True sovereignty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a conversation now. Like, are you sovereign? Remember
Mm-hmm.
your queen. Remember your and that's very relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But the concept of, oh, I'm a queen, then I'm ordering people around and they're at my beck and call, and I'm in a fancy gown drinking champagne. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, okay. We're talking about re-embodying
Mm-hmm.
that sovereignty that says, I'm the one that's in charge. I'm an authority. My choices created this. My choices are going to get me out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And well, the way that someone royal would, they have the resources,
Mm-hmm.
the power, and the access, right, to make something happen. That's
Mm-hmm.
another part of that. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about sovereignty, how you help people alchemize that other idea of it, of either fear of owning their power and having no
Yeah.
others, and then what's that soft, beautiful transformation that happens with that?
Absolutely. So I like with anything that we do when it comes to alchemy is it's first recognizing where we are, starting where you're at. And we understand that collectively we've seen power through kind of a negative lens, right? We see people of power taking advantage, manipulating, control, and it's power over other. And so it would make sense that we would have inherent limitations to or judgments of power that would keep us from embodying our personal power. And so we are now, and our future leaders will be leaders that embody a different kind of power. And it's a heart-centered power. It's a power from within. And so to me, that is truly what sovereignty is. It is about being unto your own, being able to make choices and decisions from that are based off of who you truly be, from a place of unlimited consciousness rather than from a place of limitation. So it is to reclaim one's personal power. Again, for me, it really starts with taking responsibility. It starts with understanding that, like you've shared already, that we've made certain choices that have created the life that we are experiencing, and we get to change our internal landscape to choose a new reality. So for me, there's something really powerful around understanding the universal laws of creation. And once you understand the universal laws of creation, you can really master the game that we're existing within, right? You understand how to master this game. And many people will say escape the matrix, escape the matrix. For me, it's about master the matrix, master the
Exactly.
matrix, become masterful of it, become a divine creator within it. There's nowhere to escape. This is not a prison planet. This is a time space matrix of our own creation. We volunteered, we were excited, we were thrilled to come here because we knew that through that veil of illusion, we could have so many more opportunities to grow. And so, yes, we've forgotten, and I love what you shared at the beginning. We have many, many lifetimes of incredible genius and great spiritual power that we can remember and awaken to. We don't have to establish I mean, we can just literally, it used to be called borrowing upon, but there's nothing to borrow upon because it's you. It's inherently who you already are. So it really is an awakening to what is true. It is awakening to, and so it really does require. So yes, here, and this is what I love about alchemy, is that we can hold. We live in a quantum universe. We can hold both truths in our body at the same time. We can hold a truth in our body and a belief in our body at the same time. And so we might believe, yes, I am the inherent unlimited creator of my reality. I am sovereign. I am in charge. But also there's quite likely for all of us places and spaces within us that are conditioned to give our power away, to believe, to maybe dim our light, to be afraid of being seen. There's inherently, there's aspects within us that don't believe that that's true because we have evidence that has been created in our life that says that they're going to judge me, they're going to condemn me, they're going to potentially even kill me for for stepping in my power, for speaking my truth. So that's another thing that I found out, is that if we really want to embody our unlimited true nature, our power, then we have to uncover and find all of the places within us that say we can't have that, we can't be that. And really it's rooted in a sense of safety within our nervous system, because there's something inside of us that says it's not safe to express that. It's not safe for me to embody that. And we have, again, whether that be epigenetically passed down through our ancestors, evidence, memories of past painful experiences for stepping into our power, for speaking our truth, or it could be experiences we've had, as we stood up as a child to stand up for somebody and somebody screamed at us or yelled at us, and we shrunk in that moment and never felt safe enough to speak up again. Or other lifetimes where we carry, which I think is most notorious, the witch wound. But honestly, it's any person of power that we've ever embodied. Any path of the priestess, the medicine woman, the priest. We've many lives. Have we been condemned? Have we been judged? And have we lost our lives for expressing and embodying our innate spiritual power? So,
Yeah. And what else is interesting is, that's been coming up for, I don't know, 15 years or so for me and my clients. I call it the burned at the stake syndrome.
mm,
Oh no, there'll be retribution, whether you actually think you'll be burned at the stake or not, right?
right.
Disowned, outcast,
Yeah.
beheaded, ridiculed, whatever, ruined. Um, but oh, what was I going to ask you? The thing about it is that now yes, your family might still ridicule you. Yes, your friends might still, disown you. Yes, your partner might not be, awakening at the same pace that you are.
Hmm.
And so it's that balance between, we really have to make a tipping point into this reclaiming something while still having that fear very alive,
Hmm.
because probably you don't live anywhere that someone's going to burn you at the stake or cut your throat. However, like you said, that lives, and the vows that you made, the agreements you made
Yeah.
about what it meant, And then we've had all these hundreds of years of being taught to monitor each other. What are you doing? Don't do that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't embarrass me. Don't take our, and family traditions, like you said, have actually passed down. Don't ever tell anybody that grandma was a witch. Don't ever tell anybody that, this or that. That also, that was it. Something else, I don't know what you've seen, but many interesting things is we think typically, okay, well, I healed people and then they accused me of being a witch and they burned me, or they might have killed your family. You feel bad about that. But it's also that people used you for your powers.
Mm, mm-hmm.
And that's been coming up a lot. And people who were very masterful at using you for your powers,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my clients have showed up with those still attached, like somebody knew how to say through time and space, whenever you turn your powers on, I'm going to come and take them.
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
that's another layer of, why am I afraid of my powers? Why do I not want to be seen? Why do I write scribbles instead of clearly,
Yes.
that level? What have you seen around some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of times vows that we make, whether that on our own, to never express our power in a certain way because we are afraid of it, because we may have exercised it in a way that harmed others intentionally or unintentionally. May have been born into a particular lineage that, many of us have made choices that we were the persecutors. We were playing the part of the dark evil antagonist, if you will. And I use the quotes for that because I don't inherently believe there's any evil in it. But we were the antagonist. We played those parts and those roles. And so that we maybe enacted, great harm with our power. And so then we make a vow or an agreement to never harm anyone else, to not express our power again. So there's vows that we make to protect ourselves. And then, yes, like what you're saying, very, very common. And this is something that I work with people as well. I've had a hard time knowing what to call them, but I've been calling them ego traps. Because, and that's maybe the better term will come through, but where very many different examples, and an example of this could be, for example, this is an example with my sister, my actual real life birth sister. She had a lifetime where she had her family killed. Her family was killed, and she went and saw a dark wizard. And she asked the dark wizard for the ability to see the weaknesses of her enemies. And the dark wizard granted her that ability. However, because what the dark does is it withholds information and it manipulates, and there was a clause hidden in that agreement that she would never forgive, ever, lifetime after lifetime. She would reincarnate with this grudge. And it was honestly, that's exactly how she is as a human. All of us forgive so easily, but my sister, she will hold a grudge of anger until the phrase in Texas, the cows come home. Like, she will. And so it was to be able to see the origin of this and how this was so ingrained in her blueprint. And what was happening is, because the dark siphons energy that's heavy and dense, her continued judgment and desire and seeking to bring pain and retribution, this dark wizard was siphoning this energy from her. So it was actually feeding off of her lifetime after lifetime, this particular energy of anger and rage and this desire to get revenge. Literally, the word that just came to me was revenge. So this energy of revenge, so I helped her clear that. We went into that lifetime, and we were actually, and so you talked about rewriting a bit in some of your introduction at the beginning, rewriting timelines, and we can do that. This was an experience for her that she did not have to or need to experience. We tuned in and checked and asked, and so we were able to, in a quantum environment, pull infinite potential possibilities from the quantum fabric of reality. And we were able to take her consciousness from the old timeline experience. And we know through the observer effect, you can remove it's the observer who collapses the wave into a perceivable reality. So you can take your energy, your consciousness from the old timeline, place it into the new reality, collapse that old timeline, and quite literally rewrite the past so that you can experience a more free and liberated, not just now moment, but every version of you. Because now every version of her that had that limitation installed literally in her blueprint, but in her consciousness. And it was what she was creating her reality from, this consistent feeling of needing to seek revenge and being angry and rageful and resentful anytime somebody harmed her. And so it was just creating this pattern, this loop, lifetime after lifetime. And we were able to make, again, not only just heal this life, I just found it so fascinating that we found that the root was a fractal, of course, right? Everything is a fractal. The root was a fractal from another lifetime that was repeating again and again and again unnecessarily.
And
So
that's such a good description of exactly how this works. If
yeah.
you want more, geometric or scientific, I don't know, thing for your logical brain to grasp onto. But I saw the same thing long, many, many decades ago when I started working with people. I'm not even sure in the beginning I believed in past lives or understood them or anything, but people would spontaneously go to one. And
Mhm.
just the knowing was healing. They would experience profound deep healing. Like they would wake up and not be upset with their mother ever again and wonder why I said, "Are you okay with your mother?" Like, I don't remember that. Really deep healing. But then that started to birth into us interacting with these other
Mhm.
lives. And
Mhm.
that's by far the most interesting thing, because you go, you see, okay, I did this, I convinced everybody to fight the king. They all died. I was dying on the field and went, oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm never going to use my voice again.
Yeah.
Everybody died. It's all my fault. That's a vow. That's an agreement. Very, very powerful, stamped into your soul. And then, like you said, it shows up not necessarily every life, but
Yeah.
many lives. And then it amplifies. And then they each start creating this network, right?
Mhm.
Or this spider web
Mhm.
of stuff. So I had one client where we went in, and her personal life now, uh, to distill it down, was like, I have to do everything.
Mm.
I have to make the money, and I have to fix this, and I have to do that. And nobody ever helps me. And this kind of conversation, I'm always left alone to do it. No matter how hard I work, I never get, like these kinds of things that people believe about themselves. Well, we saw this reflected in this other life. And then we saw the death moment, or the
Mhm.
moment. And then it was like, okay, well, I get it. But I was looking, because I shamanic, so I travel,
Yeah.
right? And I was looking at them. They were in a cave with the water there. And I was like, stop. And she was like, well, something like, well, I get it, but what's the point? Because she was abandoned and then she died, right? Without giving you the
Mm.
whole story, right?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
said, okay, both of you stop, go sit down on a rock. And you're not leaving until you find an alternate ending to this life. And it was, I don't know how many she went through, 15. She'd go, nope, we die. Nope, we die. Nope, we die. Nope, we die. And then she was like, it never works. But it was all the verbiage she used now.
Uh-huh.
Keep saying, go through it again. And all
Mhm.
of a sudden she was like, there it is. And then exactly what you said, like, even if you don't necessarily go through that, you free that life.
Yes.
And you free that pattern from having to be this
Yes.
heavy thing you hold and guard and bury and bring with you. It's
Yeah.
quite profound. And then they started to come and say, we've got to work together again. You've got to wake up. We've got this, agreement, and here's this circle of people who used to do this. Yeah, there's like another level to that too. My goodness, I love it. Well, tell
Amazing.
us about reverse engineering.
Yeah. So I I love the term reverse engineer because that's kind of the way, from a higher perspective, it was shown to me when we design and architect our lives. So we know we again we created. I've come from the belief that we created this time space matrix. I come from the belief that what we're experiencing now, this divine Earth experiment, that we knew how much we could evolve through this veil of illusion and forgetfulness in this really dense, heavy third dimensional planet, which is rifled with separation and duality and good, bad, right, wrong. And so I believe that we knew, okay, like, what do I want to learn? You know, what do I want to learn? Compassion? Do I want to learn love? Do I want to learn forgiveness? Do I want to, what do I want to learn? What do I want to offer the world? What is it that I want to be able to support the world with? What gift can I offer not only myself and my own healing journey, but my family, my lineage? What particular really painful patterns can I incarnate into? And can I be the one that breaks that chain? So we went in and we were like, okay, again, we're time travelers, right? We know we can see the infinite possibilities of where we are potentially able to go. And so then we reverse engineered our life. And we said, okay, again, what kind of family lineage can I incarnate into? What is going to give me that perfect recipe of limitations? That perfect recipe of conditioning, that perfect recipe of the belief systems that say that I am not enough, I cannot speak my truth, I am not safe, I will be killed, right? Like, what is that perfect recipe? And so we reverse engineered it. And so when you start to perceive and picture your life from that lens, already, again, I mentioned this earlier, in and of itself, it's already more empowering. You already feel like, okay, it feels more free. You already feel the liberation in the body of like, okay, I chose this, I architected, I designed it. And so I like to look at our life as ability to reverse engineer. It's like, okay, many of us know or have an idea or a vision, or at the very least, we know what we want to feel. We want to feel liberated. We want to feel free. We want to feel happy. We want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel like we're making a difference in the world, right? So we know that and where we're going. And again, we are on our own heroes and sheroes journey. So we can now say, okay, let's find all the places and spaces within you that are in separation, that are in resistance to love. Let's find if it's all love, and love is what we're really here to, and that's the alchemy, right? If we could really distill it all down to the alchemy of fear into love, which many of us know that the polarity of love is fear. And so if we let's go into our psyche. Let's go into our personal life experiences. Let's go into our childhood trauma. And some of us may not have full access and memories to that, but through the power of intention and bringing forward our inner child aspects, bringing forward our inner teenager aspects, bringing forward our other lifetime aspects, we can give them what they needed in that moment. We can give them safety. We can give them love. We can explain to them from our current higher perspective of consciousness and where we are right now, what's happening and what's at play. What I love is in my study of trauma and the nervous system, Dr. Gabor Mate says that trauma is not what happens to us. And especially for children, it is earlyhood childhood developmental trauma. It's also not even necessarily all the bad things that happen either. It's what we needed that we didn't get. And more often than not, it's a child that's being left with a situation that they don't fully understand or have the emotional capacity or nervous system regulation to fully process in that moment. And so we get to then go back to these moments of confusion and reparent our inner child, or go back to those moments where we were in such massive states of fear, where we made choices and decisions from that state of fear, and we can rewrite them, literally rewrite them. We can offer ourselves the energy that we needed across time and space. And so it's this reverse engineering to find, and then to alchemize and bring it back into the light, into wholeness, into truth, which is, I think, the art of alchemy in and of itself.
Yeah, I love it. Well, this sounds like a perfect segue. Why don't you just take us into whatever you feel, whatever experience is here for us as we're
Yeah.
our inner priestess and reconnecting and all this power. Really what I love about it is if you don't really understand a lot of what she's saying, right, is just feel it, let it come into you
Yeah.
and give you permission in ways you don't know. Just say, okay, it's truth, because it's going to start going within you and waking up these parts of you that maybe
Yes.
decided, well, that's done and I can't ever change it, and you can. Alchemy.
Absolutely. Alchemy, alchemy, the art of transformation. So yeah, I love being able to offer, and I know that you shared the same thread as well, to offer experiences. So instead of just talking about it, we can actually experience what that could be like. What could it be like when I talk about reparenting your inner child? What could that look like? And so, soul alchemy is very multidimensional. It's not just this one lifetime, but for the sake of our time here today, we will just work with this one life. So, I'm going to invite everybody here to gently close down your eyes and just begin taking big, deep inhalations and exhalations out of your heart, breathing in and breathing out, bringing your presence into this now moment. In your high heart, there is a seed of light. And through the power of your intention, your awareness, you can invite it to turn on and to call back all of your energy, all of your power, all of your awareness, all of your consciousness. We start by collecting our energy. We start by reclaiming our power, because sovereignty really begins energetically. And the psychic field is messy, and we don't want to think other people's thoughts or feel other people's emotions. We don't want to be scattered. All of our creative power exists in this now moment. So on each inhale, calling back your energy, your power, your light, your consciousness. And on each exhale, releasing, letting go of anything that is not your own. Any discordant energy that just simply doesn't belong here in this moment. Just letting go any confusion, letting go of any energy that you may have picked up throughout your day. And just feeling, just feel, and notice that on each breath, you feel more present, you feel more clear, more connected. Now I'm going to invite you, through the power of your intention, that's all you need, to enter into the temple of your high heart. Every single one of us has a what I call 0 point temple, a quantum temple. Just through the power of your intention, feel, sense, see, or imagine that you are in this temple. This is a quantum temple, meaning it exists outside of time and space. Within this temple, unlimited positive possibilities are available. Instantaneous miracles are possible. From this place, you know no limitation. You are boundless. You are infinite loving consciousness. This is your safe space. This is your soul sanctuary. This is your human experience's sanctuary. And I invite you to now gently reflect upon any challenge that you are navigating in your life, any difficult situation that you find yourself in. It could be a relationship, it could be a moment, something that happened at work, conversation with a friend. It could be a limiting belief that you've recently uncovered, or a fear that is holding you back. Thinking about one of the greatest challenges that you're experiencing right now. And I want you to think about what emotions are coming up for you around this challenge. Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel angry? Do you feel sad? Just tuning into the emotions. And now inviting the story. What are the stories? What are the beliefs associated with this moment, with this emotion? Is it a feeling of not enoughness? Do you not feel heard? Do you not feel understood? Just allowing yourself to reflect upon what is the story, what is the belief, and what is the emotion. And now we're going to ask for the earliest moment, the earliest memory, the earliest version of you in this lifetime that experienced something similar to reveal itself to you in your heart space. And if you're somebody that sees and perceives through clear vision, perhaps you are seeing this version of you now. Perhaps it's a teenager or an inner child. Perhaps you're an infant. If you're somebody that feels, just feel and notice the presence of this version of you. And trust. Trust that this version of you is standing here right in front of you. And I invite you to just connect heart to heart. Connect eyes to eyes. Feel them, perceive them, just letting them know, I see you. I see you, beloved. I see you, I feel you. I'm here with you. I'm here with you, and I welcome all of you into this space. All of you is welcome here. Your pain, your heartbreak, your shame, your blame, your anger, your rage, your sadness, all of you is welcome. And just open yourself up to pure love and acceptance for this version of you. I see you and I love you and I accept you exactly as you are. Just witness and feel the shift in this version of you simply by allowing them to be seen and held in your loving embrace, in your loving energy. We're letting this version of you know that they are not alone. That no matter what they've been through, no matter what they've navigated, that they don't have to carry it alone, that you are here, you're here with them. You're here to support them, and you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're here, and you're not going anywhere. Just developing this sense of safety, this sense of trust between you and this version of you. And if they are open, if they are willing, asking them permission to offer them a hug. And if they say yes, scooping up this little version of you, this teenager or inner child or baby version of you, and bringing them tight and close to your chest and embracing them and holding them, letting them know that they are safe and that they are loved and that they are perfect exactly as they are. And with this new wisdom that you have, thinking about the challenge, thinking about the experience, the struggle that you're navigating, and this version of you that first experienced that same feeling, that same emotion, with the wisdom that you have today, what would you speak to this version of you? What would you share? And I invite you to speak it out loud if you feel called to do so, or you can speak it in your mind's eye and your heart. And just speak all the things that this little version of you wanted and needed to hear. I see you. I love you. I'm so sorry that you didn't understand. but I've got you now. Speak those words of love. Speak those words of support and acceptance and wisdom. Let them feel it. Let them receive it. Just noticing what shifts inside of you. Noticing that this version of you might start looking and feeling lighter. Perhaps a smile graces their face. And if you're holding them, hold and hug them so tight. Let this version of you know what it feels like to be loved and accepted fully and unconditionally. Mm. This is just a mini exercise, but you can always come back. Come back to this version of you, come back to a different version of you. And across time, across space, you are in real time giving yourself exactly what you needed. With one more big squeeze, a loving embrace, inviting this little version of you to be set back down on the ground or to gently release them from your hug. And just continuing to beam one more time. Love from your heart into theirs, just like a Care Bear, a rainbow of love, and from your eyes into theirs, and letting them know that you're not going anywhere, that you will always be here to support them, to love on them whenever they need. And taking a big, deep, deep, deep breath in. And opening the mouth, parting the lips, and sighing on the way out. 2 more just like that. Big, deep breath in. And 1 more big, deep breath in. And with the power of your attention, your awareness, just bringing yourself fully and completely back into your body, back into this now moment, fully present, fully online, and opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. What a sweet, gentle, soft practice where you guys can do this with anything you're experiencing in any moment, any challenge you navigate, any emotion, any limiting belief. You can ask in the temple of your high heart to perceive that version of you. And maybe it's a child version of you. Maybe it's a young adult version of you. Maybe it's not even a version of you in this lifetime. Maybe it's a past life. Maybe it's a future life. Maybe a cosmic embodiment shows up, a different version of you on another planet. Who knows? But you get to commune with them and speak with them and ask them, what do you need? How can I support you? What are you feeling burdened by, beloved? And you can impart new wisdom and information, and you can just hold them in love. Do not underestimate the power of just holding ourselves in love and acceptance, unconditional love, support, and acceptance. Do not underestimate the power of feeling safe in your own embrace. And this is all ways in which we can alchemize, and it really is an art. It really is an art, and there is an art too, and it is an art form of finding all of the different layers, because there are many layers, right? Many times have we cultivated evidence for these limiting beliefs and fears ingrained and embodied in our holographic blueprint. And so we get to, yeah, right? Like, what a better word that is. What a better feeling to say that we get to. We don't have to. Like, you can choose not to, but we get to. And that's the individual Shiro hero's journey that we're all on. We get to reclaim our power. We get to return to wholeness. We get to do that. So, what a beautiful way that specifically, it could be an inner child. We could call it inner child work. It could be when you ask to go to the origin, it could be a family member, an ancient ancestor that shows up. So we never really know who shows up. You just trust that, and sometimes you can ask to go deeper. You can say, okay, bring me the next time this happened. Bring me the next version of self where I experienced this same pattern again and again, where I keep giving my power away, where I keep being afraid to speak my truth. And so this is just a taste of what soul alchemy can be and what it can feel like. And it really does feel so yummy because we get to give ourselves what it is that we needed. And that's what I love about this. And something that I know is really big for you, Nan, is that we hold the power within. It's time to stop outsourcing our power. It's time to start, yes, there's amazing gurus out there, but you're a guru. There's amazing priestesses out there, but you're a priestess. There's amazing medicine people, medicine women and men out there, but so are you. You have that capability. You have that mastery within you. And so you get to borrow upon that. And you also have the lifetimes where you continuously gave away your power. So you get to alchemize the painful experiences. You get to alchemize the density, the separation, the polarity. You get to find and excavate those places and spaces where you're withholding love from yourself and love from the others and the world around you. And you get to turn it into your power, your liberation, your freedom. And oftentimes your soul mission becomes so incredibly clear because it really tends to be in direct alignment with the work that we're here, that we chose to come, and our own personal healing journey becomes our why in so many ways. So thank you so much, Nan, for your time. And oh, you're still on mute.
What's amazing is, like, when you think about transforming, like you said, like that is there's a pearl inside of it, so to speak, like a gem, and that alchemy of not just, oh, thank God, that's, I don't have to feel trauma anymore. Well, that's also thinking that trauma is bad.
Yeah,
If it was for
yeah.
your soul, like you said, I loved how you put that you chose the family to have the restrictions, because we were growing up going like, well, I have a happy, nice mom who loves me and all, whatever. And those things were for your growth. They were for your soul's opportunity. But we have that conditioning of the human mind that it's not fair, that they had this and I had that. I wished it was this way. I wished it was that way. Don't wish anything in your life
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it hold back your power, but don't wish it away, from
Mm-hmm.
that. Well, and then you have a really amazing gift actually for everybody, don't you?
I do, yes. So I wanted to offer something that I thought would be, again, relevant to the reclamation of power and to the fulfillment of our soul purpose and our soul mission. And what I know very much to be true is that we hold the compass inside of us. We are our higher divine wisdom, the higher intelligence of our higher self is constantly communicating to us and guiding us to the perfect next steps for us in every moment. And so the more that we can get quiet and listen to that guidance, which is the voice of our intuition, the more that we are able to be effortlessly guided. The more that we surrender, the more that we trust, the more that we let ourselves be led and guided by spirit. And so the gift that I'm offering is a free recorded masterclass and play shop where I demystify, I break down the woo-woo of not only our intuitive intelligence, our psychic clairs, our psychic abilities, even experiences like telepathy. I break it all down so we can understand it. Once your conscious mind starts to understand a little bit of the science behind it, because guess what? We have the science of consciousness, quantum physics, that's proving much of the mysterious, esoteric, spiritual wisdom. And so now we can understand it. So I love to bridge science and spirituality. And then I share a practice and a guided experience like, okay, great. Your own higher self can guide you to your next steps. And so the art of how you tune in and ask for wisdom and how you create a sacred space to commune with your own higher aspects of self that exist outside of time and space and can guide you to the highest choice and timeline for you. So yes, it's called it's called Intuitive Awakening, and it is a free gift to support and others in really developing their intuitive intelligence, because it really is our higher intelligence. It's a quantum intelligence where our local mind only operates with what we know, experience, have learned in this one life. Our intuitive intelligence operates outside of time and space, and we can pull upon other lives that we've experienced and wisdom that we have from there, but we can also pull upon the intelligence of creator. So we have access to so much more when we access our intuitive intelligence. So
Absolutely.
such a powerful
Well,
skill.
and, we will have that here, that link here for you. Make sure that you're on the list and all of that stuff. And fantastic. Well, uh, it's just these are so juicy all the time. You know, you want to kind of hang out here. So, is there anything else you want to share as we close? Thank you for everything you've just
Yeah, thank you so much.
shared.
The only thing that I mean, I could share so much, but the most relevant thing I think for right now is that I love the summit model. I love to give generously and freely. I love to teach. I really love. So if you're somebody who loves to teach and learn like and understand the kind of the science behind things, that's me. And I love to just give generously and freely. So I'm always hosting free masterclasses, workshops, summit style events. And I'm going to be hosting a free event on soul alchemy to go deeper into the system and the different nuances of the art of it. And so if anybody is like, I want to learn more about this, then by signing up for the free gift, you'll get in my inbox. And when the information for that free event is available, then I'll send it out to everybody. So if there's something that somebody's like, I want to know more about this, then please sign up for the Intuitive Awakening Masterclass, and then you'll get in my inbox, and then I'll share the greater details of some of the other fun things that Spirit's calling me to create and birth.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
and to be in a space of the generosity, it's one of the things that there was a point in my life when I realized that I didn't expect people to be generous. I didn't expect
Mm,
there to be generosity anywhere, and if that's within me, so then I really shifted that to be,
mm,
generous, spiritual, loving, whatever people are in my life, and so I love that idea that you do what you love, and the universe will figure out how to take care of you, because your mission is to teach and to give, and I love how you do everything because it's very experiential, like I
mhm,
and
mhm.
that's what's amazing. So, get the master class and then make sure that you stay in tune long enough to hear about your free soul alchemy experience. Because as you can tell, just the wisdom that you've shared and everything, how profound, how deep, how authentic,
Mm,
your work is. So thank you. I do want to share with you that that experience you guided us through was so beautiful, and I did not go to an inner child.
mm,
Somehow I didn't even hear that until later. And I thought, oh, okay. But no, it was another life when I was a high priestess, very, very powerful. And standing there saying, this is so when you would say, like, tell them that you love them and you're going to give them a hug or something like that, it was really almost the reverse. It was like her coming
mm,
to me and saying, okay, this is the next level of empowerment and embodiment, and, um, accepting who you are. Yeah.
mhm.
So it was very different, but the alchemy of the experience, my spirit used it in its own way. So it was so amazing.
I love that. And I love the non-attachment that even I have around when I guide experiences. And like they're gonna be on, it's their own journey. And whatever is most relevant, important for them in this moment is what's gonna reveal itself. So I love yours was a reverse alchemy. You were getting to connect to that version of you, and your energy is becoming even greater and trained with that particular high priestess embodiment, which is really powerful. So it's supporting you to step even further into that in this lifetime.
And what's interesting is it was definitely me, but now that you're talking, it wasn't me from the past.
Mm,
It was me
okay.
from the future.
Mm.
Very cool. Well, I'll be able to unpack that and you guys can repeat this right?
Yeah.
Remember to come
Yeah.
back and repeat this and to share this, because this is such an incredible gift, because this is not just like, oh, that was fun. Now you're going to go do something. You're going to have a little integration, probably,
Yeah.
maybe some
Yeah.
nice themes, and you might want to come back and listen to this again to hear some of the things that, Lacey talked about, to get a connection to the overall energy that was in the space, right? What was being said to you, what was leading you, triggering you,
Yeah.
opening you. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we must move on. Thank you so much. I
Thank
just feel so
you.
excited and happy to reconnect with you. And thank you for what you're doing. Very, very much appreciate you.
Such a joy, such a pleasure. Thank you so much for creating this space to disseminate wisdom and knowledge for our collective awakening journey. And yeah, it's such a gift to get to weave with you. And thank you again. I appreciate you.
So we can all go and we'll just take a deep breath in and draw in gratitude and grace,
Mm.
acceptance and appreciation,
Mm.
harmony. And then as we breathe it out, let's just pour it out to Lacey and
Mm.
around her, and let it come back to us and multiply, and more gratitude and more blessings and more gratitude and more blessings, till we're in a beautiful love fest here. And we're grateful to ourselves for showing up and listening. And we're grateful to our past, and we're grateful to our limits, and we're grateful to our family,
Mm.
grateful to everything that's ever happened that
Mhm,
brought us
mhm.
here in this moment together. And we
Thank
say, thank
you, thank
you.
you,
May
thank
this circle be open yet
thank you, thank you,
unbroken.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
And we'll move forward with that gratitude in our
Mm.
breath and in our voice and in our belly, and maybe your inner child, or maybe your future priestess. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much.
I'll
May our
talk to you.
gratitude overflow into the remainder of our day and to everyone we meet.
I'm all for overflow. I have a client who's like, well, I don't really like overflow. I rather say some other word because they have some kind of connotation. I love overflow.
Me
It
too.
means I've received, for one. I
Yeah,
can't overflow if I'm rejecting it,
absolutely.
right? So it means I've received and I'm nourished and I have more than enough, and now it's flowing out,
Exactly.
and it's just that.
More than enough to give. To me, that's the definition of abundance. All of our needs are met and taken care of, and then we have this overflow that we can generously offer and recirculate back into the world.
Yeah, yeah. And that's who you are, just by being who you are. Yeah,
Hmm.
yes, there's money, helping your children and other things like that. But if you just change who you are, wow, that becomes an amazing blessing in the world, right? What you
Absolutely.
value.
Self-actualization, right? Back to
Yeah.
self-actualization.
So, okay, everybody, have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste. Thank you.